So before I go off on my own little tangents, Sharon wanted me to touch base a little bit with Audition and talk about what it means to sweeten audio. So I was going to go ahead and let me see here. I'll share my screen here. And I need to find real quick here a file that we can use. Hold on. I think I have one. I just gotta. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my. There's no really good place to put this Zoom toolbar, is there ever? All right. So here's my Audition, and it's just a dialogue of an interview that I was doing last weekend.
Nanny would make sure that we got what we needed. I mean, on school days, we would wake up.
So what I had to do with this is that this clip, and I'm trying to find the original. I don't know if I have to look and see if I can find it because I really want to show you guys. This had some type of ambient noise in the background that I have removed. Anytime you hear the word sweetening audio, what that just means is that you are taking the audio that was recorded either in a live session or in a post-production environment, and you are making it better for final output, for final distribution, final recording, or final anything. And it comes with, knowing a little bit about hertz, dealing with audio hertz, and Audition does a really nice job with being able to manipulate audio. And let me go see if I can find this audio real quick. That is. Where did I put? This is dash. See again, now this thing is in my way again. All right. Okay, that's on. See, that's a situation where you have dash cam video that there is. You can pretty much say that there's nothing that you can do with this audio. We can try it. You know what? Let's just see if we can do something with this real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open up that file. I'll be amazed if I can get this to work, but sometimes. So you can see the waveform. You can start seeing how waveforms actually work. You can see on this one how the flat line, let me just make this a little bit larger so you guys can see this. The bass line here, if I just play this, there's no audio in here. But if I go to the bass line here, so what I have to do is I have to find an area. So that area right there is just road noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this road noise and I'm going to capture just the road noise. Okay. And sometimes this works wonderfully. It works really well with air conditions. Like if you've ever recorded and an air condition kicks in and it's got that air hum in the background, this will remove it really nicely. But we'll see what happens with this road noise. So coming in here, you can see, and I want to reset this real quick. Let me reset. Let me go to the default. Okay. So if I play this, oh, you know what? Hold on. I got to highlight the whole thing. All right. Okay. Because it was just sampling that little section. Okay. So let me just play.
Driver. Are you good? I thought you were running.
You don't want it to be too overmodulated.
Keep coming out of here. Don't. Yeah. And
I mean, it's not the greatest audio, but that road hum.
She looked, he's out and everything. Come on out. Swerve. She's out of there.
It's about as good as I'm going to get it.
What passengers?
And I'm going to go ahead and apply it. And you can see that now that road noise has been minimized. Again, this is probably very, very crappy, but it's a little bit better. I want to try to find a better example. Hold on. Okay, back it up. I'm gonna hold on one second. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. You guys don't need to see all my stuff going on. Oh, I mean, I can't minimize. Okay. I'll move it out of the way.
Hi, Gary.
Let me do.
Lizzie is.
Okay. I found a better clip. Okay, so let me go back to Audition real quick here. And I'm going to go open.
Done.
So you can hear that hum. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. So when you play it.
Lizzie is a very good person. She likes to take care of people.
Okay, so I'm going to sample that hum. We're going to do it again. Let's see how this one turns out. So I'm going to capture the noise print. I'm going to hit select all. I'm going to go back to my noise reduction. Okay, and I'm going to reset this back to the default and just play it so you guys can hear.
Lizzie is a very good person. She likes to take care of people.
So I'm just bringing it up closer to.
She's been having to take care of me for a few years. I've had some strokes and I have some brain damage.
Okay.
So it's usually her taking care of me, and now the roles have reversed. And I'm trying.
Okay. So definitely now this one sounds with a little bit less hiss.
Trying to take
Actually,
care of her
there's no hiss
the
at all.
best that I can.
And that's really what audio sweetening is. You can also come into, there's a bunch of favorites here. You can go in and try some of these. If you ever had a person who hisses the S's, you can remove those. You can get into reverb. Let's say we wanted to change this to sound like it's actually a phone conversation. Here, we'll just come up here, telephone voice. So this is how in Hollywood, they start to mess around with the audio and really make it sound like, here, let me undo this real quick. We can do, we can raise the pitch. Let's see how long this takes. Okay, I don't want to do that. Cancel that. Let's see here. Normalizing allows you to take everything and have it the same volume across all. So if you have audio that's all over the map, you can normalize it so that it's all even across the board. When you start getting into equalizer, like they have, for example, you have a 10-band EQ. I don't know if your parents had this when you were little, when they had an EQ and they were messing around in the car with the EQ.
Very good person.
You know, you can start to.
She likes to take care of people. She's been having to take care of me for a few years.
So you can play around with
I've
different
had,
decibels and different hertz.
some strokes, and I have some brain damage. So it's usually her taking care of me, and now the roles have reversed. And I'm trying to take care of her the best that I can. And she's still trying to take.
Reverb is actually like a, almost like an echo.
Take care of me. Lizzie is a very goal-oriented type of person. She works 2 part-time jobs, goes to school.
Maybe in a hallway.
Driving back.
An echo. There is a lot of, this software is amazing. I used to use a software called SoundForge. It was owned by Sony. And when Audition came out, it blew it out of the water. So having that ability to, I do want to show you guys one thing. There is under here, parametric EQ.
Back and forth to UCF from Merritt Island
these
3
are all
times
above.
a week. And this is causing her a lot of anxiety, not being able to do the things that she needs to do.
You can get pretty precise when it comes to.
I no longer have a car. My car was totaled, which is a.
Sharon, does that help you a little bit?
Yeah, actually, I kind of like that parametric equalizer that you were just in.
The nice thing about the parametric is that it pinpoints exactly where the voice comes in. And I've used it for a room that's got an echo, where I can actually try to pinpoint the echo a little bit and kind of bring it down a little bit. So, so let's talk for a second. How you guys been doing this month? Do you guys, what would you like to see today? Instead of me just playing around for an hour, I want to kind of open it up to you guys. I know that you guys are getting into Premiere a little bit. I do want to show you something called dynamic linking, which is pretty amazing. And this changed my life forever. So let me open up Premiere real quick here. You guys all know that time is money, right? And you guys have heard that, I'm sure, time and time again. And this new dynamic linking really did do that for me. It's saved me a lot of time and allowed me to bill, of course, more money for the freelance job, but it allowed me to. So let me just create a new project here. Okay, so here's my Premiere. I'm going to go ahead and just create an empty sequence here. Let's see, what size do we want? We want HD TV. We'll do this one. Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back to After Effects, and I'm going to create just a really simple, call this Zoom4. 10 seconds. Somebody give me, I don't know, somebody call out a name or color.
Pink.
Pink. Okay. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open up fill color. And I'm going to go and find pink. And about every couple seconds, I'm just going to change the color to a different shade of pink. Come in here, make it a little muted, make it lighter, just kind of, whoops, I gotta move it. And maybe go almost like a rose pink. Okay, so I got a couple. I'm just gonna copy these. All right, so I got 5 seconds, so let's trim this up here.
Yeah, about 6 on here.
All right, so if I go through here, I can just play it. It's just gonna kind of blink through different colors, right? So I'm gonna save this project. I'll just call it Zoom project. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to Premiere. And I'm going to go and import that composition. So what allows, dynamic linking allows you to not have to render out of After Effects, but you can actually import the comp. Hey guys, I'm online. And I'm going to go find that project file. There it is right there. And when I open it and import it, it's going to ask me which comp do I want. It's going to have all my comps that I have in here. And I'm just going to hit OK. And it's going to bring that in, and I'm going to bring it into the timeline. Keep existing settings. So there it is. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Again, the zoom bar is in the way. So there's my 5 seconds piece. All right, now this is where the magic comes in. If let's say I save this, well, maybe I don't really like pink, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to After Effects, and this time I'm going to do blue. And again, I'm moving the zoom bar out of the way because, you know, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these guys. And I'll start over again, and I'll just do a blue. And I'll just kind of just play around a little bit with different shades. Okay, I got 4 here. That's good enough. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. All right. So all I have to do is save my After Effects file, go back to Premiere, and it automatically updates the composition. So this really works really well when you have clients that maybe they didn't like the font choice. So I'm going to come in here and go in here and say, instead of Helvetica, One Impact. You know, instead of having to pre-comp it, render it out, and then drop it back in the timeline, it automatically updates the file. This blew my mind when it first came out. It has saved me so much time because I don't have to render out After Effects files anymore. I just have to wait for my project to be finished, and then I render it out one time. And then to get it real time, I just have to render out here. And it just renders out one time, so it's real time. So that when I play it, you know, it's in real time. So that was, and that works with Photoshop files. It works with Illustrator files, After Effects, of course. So having that dynamic linking really, really helps it. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that when you guys export out through Media Encoder, it'll do the first thing it'll do is it'll make sure that the dynamic linking is engaged and is set. And that's just in case there's any kind of communication. Even if you don't use it, it's always pinging back and forth to see if there's anything out there that is dynamic linking. Okay. So I just thought maybe that might be a really good, just for future. I know that right now you guys are really at the very beginning stages of using these softwares. So if this was a little more advanced, I apologize. I just wanted you guys to know that sometimes you work smarter, not harder. And this software allows you to do that, okay?
I have a question.
Yep.
So you said reverberation is matching or trying to get the sound to almost like be perfect when someone is speaking in audio?
No, reverb actually allows you to create a kind of a vibration in the room. So for instance,
Goes to
if I go in here, and let's just say that, just take this little section right here, and I want to go to reverb.
She works 2 part-time jobs. Goes
And I can do, let's say, I can do a megaphone.
to full-time.
I can do drum room. Let's see what that sounds like.
Driving back and forth.
So they have different settings that you can do in here. Bigger room. Let's see what bigger room looks like.
To UCF from Merritt Island.
But you can really push it. Let's see if I just push it here.
So what was the term that you used? I know you said sometimes the audio can be overmodulated.
Yeah. So what happens is that the difference between analog audio and digital audio is there is clipping involved when it comes to digital. And I don't know if you've ever listened to a really good analog recording where it's got a lot of headroom where you can actually push the audio further. But with digital audio, it starts to clip. So if somebody records something that is oversaturated, it starts to overmodulate, and then it starts to sound really distorted and pushed. And sometimes it's really hard to come back from. So, you know, recording voiceovers or interviews, I would rather record an interview or voiceover at a lower volume and bring it in here and sweeten it than to have it too high and not be able to do anything with it at all.
So what was the term that you used when you described matching the sound, or
matching the noise in the background?
Matching, I guess, the person's voice when you went to the thing that looked like a heart monitor.
Oh, the parametric?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go here to, let's bring this whole thing in as a parametric. So these are hertz, they're frequencies. So as you're playing them, you can see
Lizzie,
where the high points are, and if you need to lower and create a lower point, you can also do what's called where you can squish it. Let me see if I can do it here. See where you can get it to a real peak and get it exactly in that area. If let's say that you have something that is very echoey just for that specific section, you can focus on that one little area.
A very good person. She likes to take care of people. She's been having to take care of me for a few years. I've had some strokes and I have some brain damage. So
there's also some
it's
presets
usually
here.
her taking care of me, and now the roles have reversed.
But you can tell there's
and
different instruments.
I'm trying to take care of her the best that I can. And she's still trying to take care of me. Lizzie?
So there's a lot of things you can my biggest advice to you guys is do it in very small dosage. Don't try to over push audio, especially when it comes to adding, you know, the EQ. Just keep it simple. Make sure that it's. I mean, the best thing, of course, is record it with the best with a pretty decent mic. And I know a lot of people now are recording on their iPhones. You know, they're recording on these smaller little cameras. It's not balanced audio, and so you get what you get, you know. And I have these terms for when clients give me something that is from a non-professional piece of equipment. I just call it a polished turd, because you can only do so much with what they give you. And you know, everyone thinks that you can just, because of Hollywood, that you can do everything as magic. You know, and you know, at a certain point, yes. I mean, when you first saw the abilities of what you could do with Photoshop and getting rid of something and getting rid of that cable that's in the way, or you know, cloning something, that, yeah, to most people that don't understand this type of technology, that is magic. But for others, you know, it's just hard work and giving you the ability to really hone your skills.
Mr. Dan,
Yes.
I have a quick question. I'm a musician, so I record music. I've noticed that mostly when I go on YouTube and see most of the professional people talking about recording music, they always say auto reverb. So what does auto reverb does to music?
It just adds a little bit of just a little echo to it, almost like an auto tuner. And I
Okay.
don't think Audition has it. I know Pro Tools does. Most people that are doing a professional audio for music are using Pro Tools and not Audition. Audition is really just a nice little program that comes with the Creative Suite for people like us who are not audio engineers. We just want to make sure we get a good audio, you know, piece. But you know, when you come in here, we have full reverb, you know, we have studio reverb, and then we have surround. I mean, these are all different settings that you can kind of play around with. It just gives you more settings and delay and diffusion, you know, things like that. The room size.
He is a very goal-oriented type of person.
You know, if you want a bigger room.
She works 2 part-time.
So you can definitely adjust the reverb.
Jobs, goes to school.
But I tend to not use reverb as much because I don't want it echoey unless I'm doing something specific for an effect that I want. So, but if you're definitely getting into music and you want to kind of go in that direction, then we'll find you someone to talk to that knows a lot about the music industry. We have full-on degrees on this specific tool set, so definitely. All right. Where's my folder? See if there was anything in here that I had. Whoops. Where is it? Zoom 3. So let me see. Do I have Photoshop open? No, of course not.
So we can take any video and put it into Audition?
Yes.
Wow.
Any video. You know, you can take any video, put it in Audition, and extract out the audio from the video, and just export it out as an MP3 file, and then leave the video alone. Let me see here.
So I actually made the video in Apple, what is it called? Movie Maker. What's the Apple one?
iMovie?
iMovie. So I made it in iMovie, and I was and I recorded it in a hallway. It was for history of motion picture arts. And so it is very echoey.
Yeah, and we can, you know, if you have that clip, we can definitely get that echo a little bit out. Okay, let me see if I have here. So I'm gonna go to my desktop. What do I do with that? Okay. So I'm gonna open up all three of these. So I have wood, I have chrome, and I have metal. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use my text, and I'm just going to type in wood, and I'm going to make it a little bit larger. And I'm going to just scale it up pretty big. There we go. So, you know, and you guys have seen all these where I'm just going to take my magic wand tool, if I could find it. They always, here it is right there. And I'm just going to sample this color, and I can just click on here once. Here, let me just show you. Click on it once, go up in here and just select and say similar, and it's going to go find all of my colors that it's the same. But now that I have the wood highlighted, I can turn off the color, and I'm going to just copy and paste. And now I have a word with wood. I mean, the irony is kind of funny. Anyway, so, you know, you can take any texture and create, you know, if let's say we're doing something, somebody give me their favorite metal band. Like anybody here listens to metal. Come on. Favorite metal band, hurry.
I don't know. AC/DC?
Okay, there you go. Oops.
I feel like that was a trivia question.
What is your favorite metal band? You know, come in here and go ahead and grab my magic wand tool again. You know, and get rid of it. Go here, copy, give me a new layer, paste it, and you know, I have now AC/DC out of metal. I mean, textures are amazing because you can really, if let's say I wanted to come in here and use my effects tool, let's say I wanted to add a bevel to this effects tool, I can really adjust the size. Let's see here, that's an inner bevel. Let's do an outer bevel. Oh, let's do an inner bevel again. So having that ability to give it that chiseled look, changing the angle of the color, and it shows you right here that angle of that color, and then you can start playing around with the different densities of that color, so you can play around and have that. But I mean, Photoshop has come such a long way. Let's say I want to do an outer glow. Let's say I'm going to pick a nice red, and we'll do a normal. Let's see if I can get this glow to work. So I got a nice little glow. So, I mean, these are things that as you guys are building your blogs, or as you're building, you know, magazine covers, Photoshop has a great way to composite photographs with, let's say I want to go back and take this background, and again, I'm going to go move it over here to this guy, and I'll move it below. And then I'll just scale it up so that it fits. And I'm doing it so I don't stretch it, but at least now I have a nice background. I don't tote myself as a designer anymore. I used to do graphic design a long time ago, but now it's mainly video and motion. But
Mr. Dan,
yes.
yeah, I wanted to let you know that there is a Adobe Photoshop 2021 version.
Yeah, they just came out with it.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded it. They always tell us to wait like 6 months before we download new versions, just because they try to get all the bugs out first.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what I was going to show? I was just going to go and show you guys. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to go to Google, and I'm just going to do a city street. Again, the Zoom bar is in my way. I really don't like how they do that. Okay. Let's do this one right here. And I'm just going to take it, I'm just going to do a screen grab just because of time. And I'm going to go back to my Photoshop. I'll go find that picture. Desktop, go to the bottom. I believe this is the one. Yes, okay. So let's see how pixelated, and I don't think it's not that bad. Let's say that this guy right here, we don't want him in the picture. So what we can do is we can come in here and I can hold down the Option key and just kind of do a quick little lasso around him. It takes a little second. So I used to work for this printing company, and Red Lobster was one of our clients, and every Wednesday was shrimp day. And what I mean by this is every Wednesday we were cutting out shrimp and creating different things with shrimp. I got to the point where I just couldn't even eat shrimp anymore. It's crazy.
That's funny.
All right, so I have my image here. I'm going to go to my fill, and instead of filling it with a color, I'm going to fill it with something called content aware. And what it's going to do is it's going to look for pixels around it. Let's see what happens. And he's gone. So that's a pretty powerful. Used to have to clone around it to see, you know, how.
I think his shadow is still there.
Yeah, that's because I didn't grab his shadow.
Oh, okay.
He's the invisible man. We'll try it again. All right. So you can see sometimes it doesn't do a great job. It kind of pulls from. You have to kind of come in there and do it again. Okay. But what if, let's say I wanted to change the color of this lady's blouse? You know, I can come in here and just kind of highlight. And this is where the working with color, I can go in here to, where's my image mode? Adjustment. I can go to hue and saturation. And let's say maybe the lady was supposed to wear, you know, a blue. Come on. Or maybe a purple. You know, but what it does is it maintains the highlight, the midtone, and the shadow in the shot instead of it you know, you just tinting it and painting it over. So that's a really cool. You can go lighter with it, you can go darker with hue and saturation. Maybe we want to go bright yellow. You know, and it's how you're manipulating. Or we can go, let's say, a full tint where we can just highlight the whole thing and say we want to do desaturate it, colorize it, and bring it so that it's, come on. So now it's black and white. Or let me, you know what? Let's do this. Let me duplicate this. Let me hit Command, copy, paste, and we're going to desaturate the bottom one. So I'll go ahead and colorize it and get it to black and white. And then I'm going to bring this one on, and I'm going to do what's called a layer mask, where with a brush tool, where's my brushes? Hello. And what I'm doing is I'm revealing, I'm taking the mask that is from behind it, and I'm just cutting out all the color. Maybe that's a big brush. Let's go smaller here. Come in here. And you guys have seen this before, where it's literally you have. There was a movie called Pleasantville. Do you guys remember that, where everything was black and white, and then when people started to show emotions and feelings, they started turning color? You guys remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. So just in a couple of minutes, you can take a composite of a black and white and isolate one thing and turn it into color. Photoshop is amazing.
I uploaded the audio. When you get a second, could you show me how to just a portion of it, make it smoother?
Okay. Can you actually upload it to the chat? Is it MP4 or MP3?
It's a MP4.
Okay.
Maybe.
Tell you what, let's do this.
Oh, I think I see it. File.
If you just go to chat, if you just go into the chat, you'll see file, and then you can just upload it. We'll see what we can do for that. How big is it?
It says 163.23 MB.
It's not bad. I mean, it's big.
I think we had to do it under like 5 minutes.
Oh, really? All right, we'll let that upload and go back to Photoshop here. I'm gonna finish my black and white. There we go. Oh, there's more. That was a big image. There we go. Now I feel like I'm in the 50s and she's a time traveler. But let's say that we wanted, to remove, you could just do it with the stamp tool. You just come in here and hold down the option key and just, oops, I'm gonna get down here. Just sample what's around it and just kind of remove. This is for little pieces. Let's say somebody has a scar on their face and you just want to. That's why you can never ever trust any type of magazine cover, social media, anything when it comes to dealing with anything that is not perfect, because they really do manipulate. I have a friend of mine. Let me see if I can show you his website. Where is it? It's host. He does photo retouching, and he does some of the really high end. These are all just really amazing. Well, he'll just pull the best colors out of, and he works with Nike. He works with Under Armour, Maybelline. It's amazing some of the stuff that he does. And it's, he'll take just an ordinary photo and just kind of push it so that when it goes to, like, I mean, look at this. This thing is. What happened to it? Can I see it? Yeah. I mean, just look at the beauty of that. And that was all created in Photoshop. you know, with the photographic bottle.
Can't see your screen.
Huh? Oh, did I not share? See?
There it is.
There we go. So I was just showing, I mean, look at the beauty of this. This is all done in Photoshop. Just amazing work. And he does, he works with clients in New York. Just, you know, they basically just send him a photograph of the bottle on a table. He cuts it out. He puts this water on it and makes it into a you know, an advertisement for, you know, high end.
Wow.
It's just, and this one here, he was in a swimming pool, and he cut it out and, you know, added the bubbles and the whole 9 yards. You know, just unbelievable. I worked with him on this campaign here for the Orlando City. I created the lion in Cinema 4D, and he put it all together with the glows and all the effects.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it was really a great project we did. 30 days it took us to do these campaign. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, just endless amounts of possibilities you can get with, you know, even just doing color correction, even just coming in and doing a color correction to make everything look crisper, and the outdoors. Like I can put myself in this environment. It's cold. I can smell the pine. I can just, you know, just put myself in that environment. Same with this, you know, just beautiful. I mean, these are not shot with the, I mean, they're shot with a camera, of course, but they don't turn out like this unless you bring them in and really manipulate the color and just get the depth of field and get the shots. So it's just a really awesome, you know, if you want to do photo retouching and get into, you know, automobile retouching is huge right now, because a lot of people are, you know, doing photos for their cars, and then they're coming in and just kind of really changing how things look. Just beautiful. Look at that. You know, that didn't exist. That's from somewhere else. I mean, typically you'd have to go find a place, bring the car to it, and you know, and drive it there and then take the picture. But you know, the car was shot in a green screen room, and then this was created after the fact. You know, it's just crazy how you can't believe anything anymore. That's, you know, makeup is another huge marketplace where, you know, I mean, look at this. I mean, the drips aren't real. They were created.
Wow.
You know, look at that. None of that's real. That's just the products, you know, kind of on the table, and just kind of. But this is what we see every day, right? You guys turn your TVs on. You look in your magazines. I mean, we see this stuff every day in our lives, and we're like, wow, you know, who took the time? They did a special on what they do for food in photography. It blows your mind. You know, they use Elmer's glue for milk because milk is too translucent. They use what is it called? Lard for ice cream, not lard, but Crisco, because ice cream melts. Crisco doesn't. You know,
I heard about that.
it is absolutely nuts. You know,
That's crazy.
so it's just one of those things. I get blown away by watching John work, and the fact that I know him and I know how his quality is just unbelievable. And look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. The coloring, you know, just almost like a poster. Like I want that on my wall. Anyway, did it come up? Did it go?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, hold on. Let me look. Stop sharing for a second. There it is. Let me see if I can download it. Show and Finder. It's pretty big. It's going to take a while. Come on.
So, Mr. Walker, what project are we gonna work on this week?
This week, you guys are going to finish up using a Adobe software called Rush, and it's kind of a Premiere Pro Lite that allows you guys to put together video clips really quick with transitions. It's a fun little project. It won't take you very long, but it definitely allows you to see the differences between Premiere and what Rush can do for you.
What about InDesign?
That as well. InDesign is another software that uses for publications and allows you to put together business cards, letterheads, envelopes. But this is just going to show you a little bit of InDesign.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, that's going to take way.
Now for Photoshop, how do you eliminate the entire background?
The entire background. Let's see if I can find a picture. While this thing is downloading, let me see if I can find a picture that will suit you. Let's see here. Let's try this. These are too complicated. It'll take me forever. All right, let's see here.
And if you just want to do like a solid color.
Yeah, so let's just do this one here. So I'm just going to take a snapshot of this one. And here we go. I'm going to go into Photoshop and go get it. Open it up. Oh, did I open it? Oh, okay. It's the one below it.
You got to share your screen again.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, that's going to take forever to download, Eden.
Oh, no.
So, you know, can you clip just a little section of that and upload it again?
Yeah.
Just a
Do
little.
you know exactly how?
Yeah. So basically to clip it, just go to Audition and just highlight a specific area, or you can just highlight the area around it and just hit delete. And then that way you only have that one little section, and then you can go and export it out as a WAV file or an MP3 or, you know, audio file.
Okay.
Okay. But don't save it because you want to keep the whole thing. You don't want to override the one you have, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm just going to grab my, just going to come in here. I'm going to do a really quick one. I mean, typically I would take a little bit of time and just kind of come in here and really get the pieces that I want, but I'm just going to kind of some people use the magnetic lasso tool. I don't like it. It just, I lose control of it so quickly sometimes. So I just like to do it manually just because I know that I'll get there eventually. Just kind of come in here. Oh, how exciting you guys are just watching me click around a picture. You know. And this one I have to kind of guess a little bit of where the edging is.
Okay, so I uploaded the video and then you said clip it.
Yeah, just cut me out a little section.
Okay.
And then export it out as an MP3 file because that makes it really small. So I have my shoe here now. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Now it's off of the background. And now I can create a new background. Maybe we're gonna create a, let's see. Somebody give me their favorite color.
Blue.
Blue. Okay, here we go. Here's a nice blue. I'm gonna fill it. Foreground blue. I'm also gonna do a little vignette. It is gonna be black. I'm gonna do a new layer. And I'm gonna select it black. Fill. And I'm going to go in here and use what's called a Gaussian blur. And I'm going to invert it. Before I do that, I'm going to do this. And inverse.
Okay, sorry. And after I clip it, where do I find the file I just made an MP3?
Where did you put it? Did you put it on your desktop?
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, just upload that to the chat real quick.
There it goes. Okay.
Right, so that's that. Here's this one. Okay. Oops. This one is going to get, where's the blur again? And I'm going to lower the opacity just a little bit so it looks like it's a little bit of a, bring the shoe back to the top. And
Wow.
And then I'm going to take with white. And I'm going to tuck it in between. You know, and then there you go. You got your ad. Of course, you'd have the Nike swoosh in there somewhere, or you know what? This is actually not Nike. This is Under Armour. Shh, don't tell anybody, okay?
So how did you tuck it again?
I just tuck it. I just down here in the layers. I just put it between the shoe and the background.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then maybe let's say we do. Maybe we lower the opacity of this to just barely there. And then we can do football, baseball, soccer. And change it to, oops. Put that in here. Bring that to the top, so that's above. And yeah, we'll go behind it as well. Maybe we'll make the shoe just a little bit smaller. There we go. So we can see what they actually are, and then maybe this one. This one gets the same. You know, and there you can create an ad and you can put, you know, buy one, get one free, 50% off. You can do, you know, I mean, so when you guys do product photography, you would do it on a white background with some nice soft lights so that there's no harsh, like this one had a little bit of red haze. So they probably put a gel on the light to create that color tint down at the bottom. And then they would say, okay, now I want you to build me a campaign around this shoe. You know, maybe it's, you know, like the way they had it was with, you know, they had it actually on, you know, the scoreboard, and, you know, they kind of made it really, really pop. So it really just depends on how you guys do it. Did it show up there yet?
Yes.
All right. Okay. download that real quick. Yeah, that's much easier.
Okay, I did like 40 seconds.
That's cool. All right, so I'm gonna go find it real quick. Audio clip. Okay, there it is. Okay, desktop. Share my screen again. And we're gonna go to Audition. I'm going to open that file up here. Here it is. All right.
Hi, I'm Pete Episcopo, and I'd like to welcome you to this tutorial on Adobe Audition, a popular choice for both recording and processing audio by content.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this section at the very beginning here.
Hi, I'm Pete Episcopo.
Okay, so we're going to highlight this little area right here. We're going to go up under parametric. And
Is that what I uploaded?
yeah. Is the wrong one?
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird.
All right. I was like, wait a minute, you recorded this? Hold on. Did you grab the wrong one by accident?
No, I have.
Hold on.
Wow, that's so crazy, and that's exactly what it's playing.
Did you bring in the wrong one?
That's funny. So that's weird. My video is actually on this screen here.
I tell you what, why don't you share your screen real quick?
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so go ahead and, okay, so I tell you what, keeping that highlighted, go up under export. File. And why don't we name it, just call it Zoom4, just so we have it. Okay.
And then this is fine.
That's fine, yeah. Okay, it's gonna go into your documents folder. Hit okay. Okay, so now go to your documents folder and let's find that file.
Okay.
There it is right there. Okay, so upload that to the chat room.
Okay. Oh, okay, got it. My screen is here.
You can stop sharing if you want. I think you can, when you stop sharing, you actually see the
Okay, there it is.
chat. There it is.
Okay, there it is.
All right.
Okay, it's finished.
Let me download that real quick. It's coming. Almost there.
It was only 40 seconds.
I know. It happens.
So how did Pete's audio get?
I have no idea.
That's so weird.
I have no idea. It had to have been, you had uploaded it. So, okay, here it is. Okay, so let me go to my, okay, desktop. Let me share my screen again. Let's go to Audition, open, Zoom4. Let's hope hope it's not Peter. Okay.
Broadway, although many musicals from
That's
the
it, right?
1930s, 40s, and 50s were
Yes.
Okay, so let's just for this little clip exercise, let's just focus on this right here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to increase the audio just a little bit.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and we're going to go back to that parametric EQ. Okay. And we're going to listen to it.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the.
Okay, so this is the area that is the hottest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, oops, this one here, and I'm going to go down with it, but I want to keep it pretty. Let's see how that was.
The 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows.
That's better. So let's see where else. We have another one here. So we're going to kind of come in here. We're going to make it very, and we'll bring it down just as well. And we're isolating that area. Let's see how that sounds.
American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written from previous.
And we can go even further down. So I'm going to go up for a second just so you can hear where the
movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love.
So you see where that, oh, you got another one right here. So I'm going to move this one here, and I'll move this one and create this one here. Let's see.
Interesting, Kelly.
Okay, so now we're going to go back down. We'll do this one as well. And we'll do this one. Okay, so that should sound good.
Was 39 years old.
See how that sounds.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although
it's getting better. It's
yeah,
getting better. It takes a little bit of finesse to kind of get in there because of the fact that it's sandwiched in with your audio. Like you also have that noise, and we can go make that a little bit bigger. That's like air conditioned noise in there. So I'm going to take that out, see if that helps. So we're going to go here, sample that audio. Whoops, wrong one. We're going to copy that noise. I'm going to hit Command A, and we'll go back and we will see where that is. So I'm just going to play it.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows.
Wait.
American director Stanley Donen.
I want to go back to my default real quick. All right, close that for a second. Let's try that again. Oh, I got to go capture it again. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to capture it. Default. Oh. I think this has already captured it. I think that's what. Okay, let's see.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the 30s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows. American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love interest, Gene Kelly, was 39 years old.
Play again.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although.
That sounds way better.
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from.
So now we can go back and just do a regular EQ. Let's see here.
Broadway, although many musicals from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows. American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love interest, Gene Kelly, was 39 years old.
So I like to just start with nothing.
Wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows. American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love interest, June Kelly, was 39 years old. Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows. American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love interest, June Kelly, was 39 years old. Singing in the Rain wasn't adapted from Broadway, although many musicals from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s were based on stage shows. American director Stanley Donen directed Singing in the Rain in 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. 1952, and it was a new script featuring old songs written for previous movies. Debbie Reynolds was only 19 years old, and her love interest, June Kelly, was 39 years old. 1952, and it was a new script featuring
How's that sound?
old songs.
That sounds better.
Movies. Debbie Reynolds.
So the parametric, I did the EQ a little bit, which that's really just really more for just flattening a little bit. But then I also did a denoiser, and that took that little hiss out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll have this rendered out and up shortly, and you can kind of follow along with it too if you want to do that for your thing. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been great having you guys here every week. You know, not everybody takes advantage of these, and I'm glad you guys did. I know that everybody's doing, you know, online education is that you do it whenever you can. So, you know, having a specific time to meet is really difficult for a lot of people. So that's why I record them. But, you know, I truly love what I do. And I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. And it's just time for me to pay it forward. And I just do that with you guys because I want you guys to be the next generation to work on amazing projects out there, no matter what degree you're from. You know, these softwares will change your lives forever. Okay. So let me just stop.